Hello, I represent a slightly different part of Canada. I'm an East Coaster, and my family have a cottage on Cobequid Bay. It has distinction in Atlantic maritime history in my part of the woods because it was where the bouncing bomb was tested. Now that's the bomb. A number of people here have enough white hair on their heads to tell us that the Dam Busters movie, which some of you would remember, the bomb that bounced towards the Ruhr Valley steelworks and took them out during World War II. That bomb was tested in Cobequid Bay, where we have the highest and lowest tides in the world. And we're very proud of this, and I even have an observation tower that I climbed as a teenager to pitch inspect, offal, and it was a challenge to get up to the top. But these observation towers still exist in the Maritimes. They're on either side of the bay. We live opposite Evangeline, and we're wondering whether or not anyone in Britain ever cares. We really like what we did, but we're not sure whether anybody over there knows.
Well, I can tell you definitively they don't. And once again, I wish I had met you when I was writing this book, because I should think probably only 2 weeks ago, the Dam Busters with Barnes-Wallis conducting those experiments at Shoebury Ness in the estuary of the Thames, where he tested it. The thought that they would test them in your part of the world is a complete revelation to me. And
it was done for years, and the bombs were perfected there before. And the difficulty, of course, is that the tides come in and out, and you have, like at where I live, there was 9 miles across. At high tide, it was full of water, and 12 hours later, there was 1 mile across in the middle. So all evidence of the bombs, and that was probably a strategic advantage for the military, was gone from one tide to the next.
Well, honestly, I love the story, and I'm delighted. Maybe we can talk afterwards a bit more.
Thank you for telling us that.
Thank you very
That's
much
great.
indeed. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Mr. Winchester, perhaps it's unfair to ask you, as you're here to sell these 2 current books, but one is always fascinated by what you might be working on now.
Well, I'm doing a book about America because I haven't really written, well, apart from the one that only sold 12 copies. So I'm having another go, basically. And what I'm trying to do is to take a series of very long journeys in the footsteps of people who, as it were, welded the country together, starting with the obvious ones of Lewis and Clark in the end of the 18th century, and ending with a chap called Tom McDonald, who was the architect of the interstate highway system in the 1950s, and doing the first cable, the first geological survey, the railroad, of course, the canal that allowed vessels to move from New Orleans up through the Illinois River and into Chicago and to the Great Lakes and up to Canada. And it was the thing that thrills me most about it. I'm looking forward to taking these journeys, but it's the title, which was given to me essentially and accidentally by my wife, who listened to me, this spiel from me, and she said, "You're writing a book about the men who united the States."
Ooh.
Very good.
Oh,
That's a
very
winner.
nice. Very
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice.